या तो बायोमोलिक्यूल्स, तो बायोमोलिक्यूल्स आर basically we can classify biomolecules as chemicals or molecules that are present in living organisms. They are called biomolecules. And for example, if I take a cell, all the chemicals and all the molecules that are present in a particular cell can be termed as biomolecule. And the sum total of all the biomolecules, compounds, and all the type of positive ions, negative ions, complex ions, whatever ions we have in a cell is called a cellular pool. And the major component of biomolecule is carbon, because we are studying organic chemistry. So biomolecule is one of the major, like huge class of organic chemistry which is made up of carbon. Why we are so much concerned about biomolecules? Because carbon is the most versatile and most predominant element of life. Each and every living organisms consist of carbon. Now if I divide biomolecules, I can divide biomolecules into the two categories. One are inorganic. These are those portions of biomolecules that do not contain carbon, and others are organic. These are those portions of biomolecules which contains carbon. Under organic, we have carbohydrates, we have lipids, we have amino acids, we have proteins, we have enzymes, we have nucleotides, we have nucleic acid, and we have vitamins. These are some of the most common organic biomolecules. And under inorganic biomolecules, we have minerals, we have gases, and we have water. So this is how I can broadly classify biomolecules into two categories. This is depending upon carbon content. In organic portion, we have hydrocarbons. In inorganic portion, we do not have hydrocarbons. But carbon is the main component in both organic and inorganic. Do not confuse it. ये मत सोचना कि ऑर्गेनिक में कार्बन नहीं रहता है. नहीं, ऑर्गेनिक में कार्बन रहता है, बट ऑर्गेनिक सॉरी इनऑर्गेनिक में कार्बन रहता है, बट इनऑर्गेनिक में हाइड्रोकार्बन नहीं रहता है. वेल एज ऑर्गेनिक में जो कार्बन है, दोज आर बेसिकली हाइड्रोकार्बन, विच मीन्स कंपाउंड्स ऑफ कार्बन एंड हाइड्रोजन. Now I can also divide biomolecules into two types depending upon the size of molecules. One is micromolecules, another is macromolecules. What are micromolecules? Micromolecules are small size. Because they have small size, they have low molecular weight, and their size can be between acha. Size of an atom is measured in a unit called Dalton, because Dalton has gave us the modern atomic theory. तो उसी के नाम पे साइज ऑफ द एटम मेजर किया जाता है. तो माइक्रोमोलिक्यूल्स का साइज बेसिकली रेंजेस फ्रॉम 80 to 800 daltons, and they are found in acid soluble pool, which means all micromolecules are soluble in acids. All micromolecules are soluble in acid. For example, we have minerals, we have gases, we have water, we have sugar, we have amino acids, and we have nucleotides. What are macromolecules? Macromolecules are compounds that are large in size, high molecular weight, and their atomic size is more than 1000 Dalton. Their atomic size is more than 1000 Dalton, and ये जिस pool में रहता है, they are acid insoluble pool, which means macromolecules are not soluble in acid. They are found in acid insoluble pool. For example, carbohydrate, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acid. Carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acid. Okay. Is this portion clear? To everyone, is this portion clear? The classification of macromolecules, or should I repeat? Good. So next is, what are the major biomolecules that constitute the cell? So we will be drawing a table here, and here we will be primarily writing down the major biomolecule, what do they make up in a human body, and what are its function. So my first column will have the heading of biomolecule, second column will have the heading of building block, and the third column will have the heading of major functions. So my first biomolecule is protein. They make up amino acid. I'm sorry, they are made up of amino acid, and their function is they constitute and they maintain the basic structure and function of the cell. Next we have DNA. DNA is made up of deoxyribonucleotide. You have already learnt it in biology, because biology में ट्रांसक्रिप्शन, ट्रांसलेशन, स्प्लाइसिंग बहुत कुछ है जो आप लोग पढ़े होंगे. तो DNA is mainly concerned with hereditary information. Next we have RNA. RNA stands for ribonucleotide. Its main function is protein synthesis. Next we have polysaccharide, जिसका main constituent it is made up of monosaccharide, and its main function is storage of energy. Next we have lipids. They are made up of fatty acids and glycerol, and the main function are storage of energy for long term use. So these are some of the major and most important biomolecules that constitute the human body. Okay, so the very first biomolecules that we will start are carbohydrates. So what are carbohydrates? Carbohydrate, as the name suggests, we will be starting carbohydrate. So as the name suggests, they are hydrate of carbon, which means they are carbon mixed with some water. They have a general formula of CxH2O. Why? So they are naturally occurring organic compounds having general formula CxH2O. Why? ठीक है. Now, carbohydrates are also defined as organic substance which contains carbon, hydrogen, and oxygen, where hydrogen, and oxygen are in the ratio of 2 is to 1 as found in water. That is why they are called hydrate of carbon. Let us take some simple example C6H12O6. In this example, hydrogen is to oxygen is 12 is to 6, which is equals to 2 is to 1. Simply resembles that of water. We have C12H22O11. Again, hydrogen is to oxygen is 22 is to 11, which is equal to 2 is to 1. Again, resembles of water. So we can write glucose as C6H2O6, and we can write this compound as C12H2O11. So these are the general molecular formula of carbohydrates, and where in each carbohydrate you will be able to see hydrogen and oxygen in the ratio of 2 is to 1 as is found in water. Therefore, they are also called hydrates of carbon. Okay? I hope this page is clear. I hope this page is clear. Drop me a message if it's clear or not. Is this page clear? Okay. Is it clear for everyone? Shudeshna Bose, Shudeshna Mahanta, is it clear for both of you? Okay. Now, what are the basic functions of carbohydrates? Number one, they are the most abundant source of energy. They are most abundant source of energy. How much abundant? 1 gram of carbohydrate has nearly about 4 calories of energy. So I can write 4 calorie per gram. So this is the most abundant source of energy. Number two, they are precursors of many organic compounds. They are precursors for many organic compounds. Precursors are substances that form some other substances. मतलब ऐसे बहुत सारे ऑर्गेनिक कंपाउंड है जो कार्बोहाइड्रेट से ही फॉर्म होता है. फॉर एग्जांपल फैट्स एंड अमाइनो एसिड्स. Both fats and amino acids are basically formed from the starting compound of carbohydrate. Number three, they are present in cell membrane. They are present in cell membrane in the form of glycoproteins and glycolipids. In the form of glycoproteins and glycolipids, and they perform some very important function which includes cell growth and cell fertilization. Cell growth and cell fertilization. Number four, they are present as structural components. They are present in structural component in cellulose in plant, in exoskeleton of some animals, and cell wall of microorganisms. And number 5, they also constitute the storage form of energy. They also constitute the storage form of energy, basically in the form of glycogen. Basically in the form of glycogen. We all know that in the liver, glycogen is converted to glucose. Sorry, glucose is converted to glycogen by the use of insulin. Therefore, when my insulin content in the body decreases, my amount of glucose in the blood increases, which give rise to diabetes. So, yeah, glycogen is basically a function of a constituent of carbohydrate which is used to store energy. Now, after having a brief glimpse on the functions of carbohydrates, let us see in what way can carbohydrates be divided. So carbohydrates are divided mainly on the basis of the number of building blocks. So we have monosaccharides, we have oligosaccharides, and we have polysaccharide. What are monosaccharide? They are the basic building block. They are the basic building block of carbohydrates. They cannot be broken down to smaller units. They cannot be hydrolyzed to smaller units. And number, okay. Now what are oligosaccharides? They can be broken down to smaller units. Polysaccharides are, they are non-crystalline, non-soluble, tasteless, and can be broken down to smaller unit. Okay. So when oligosaccharides break down, they form monosaccharides. When polysaccharides break down, they also form monosaccharides. So monosaccharides are the basic building block of carbohydrates. We cannot break down monosaccharides into smaller part, but we can break oligosaccharides and polysaccharides into smaller monosaccharides. Clear? Is this portion clear? Give me a yes sir please if this portion is clear. Okay. Now, next. Now we can also classify monosaccharides We can also classify monosaccharide based on the number of carbon atoms and based on the functional group. Okay. Now, number of carbon atoms. The minimum number of carbon atoms that should be there in a monosaccharide is 3. We call it triose. Triose. Next we have 4. It is called tetrose. Next we have 5. It is called pentose. Next we have 6. It is called hexose. Next we have 7. These are called heptose. So these are some of the 3, 4, 5, some of the carbon atoms, some of the classification of monosaccharides depending upon the carbon atoms. Some examples of triose are glyceraldehyde. Some examples of tetrose are threose. Some examples of pentose are ribose sugar, as we all know in RNA. Hexose examples are glucose. Heptose example are pseudoheptulose and so on. And on the basis of functional group, we have two classification. One is aldose and the other is ketose. Now look carefully what I mean by aldose and ketose. Let me draw a 6 carbon compound. I'll remove this ketose down. So in this compound, as you can see, my first carbon has a functional group which is aldehyde. So monosaccharides which has the first carbon as an aldehyde functional group, those are called aldose sugar. And when I talk about ketose, when I talk about ketose, if you can see, my second carbon is a functional group, it is a ketone. So monosaccharides which have a ketone in their carbon chain, those are called ketose, and monosaccharides which have an aldehyde in their carbon chain, those are called aldose. Some common example of aldose sugar are glucose, and some common examples of ketose sugar are fructose. In this chapter, we will study only the preparations and various properties just depending upon the aldose sugar. We will not be studying ketose sugar in details now. Of course, we will study when we will be preparing for JEE and NEET. Okay. Next. So far so good. So far so good. Clear? So far समझ में आया? Please give me a response, yes or no. Okay. Good. Now we will study different type of, 1 second. we will study different type of compounds that are derived from monosaccharides. Apart from glucose, apart from like carbohydrates vagara stuff, we will study, because we have already said कि carbohydrates are the precursors for many organic compounds and biomolecules. So we will study some of the derivatives of monosaccharides. So derivatives of monosaccharides. So number one, deoxy sugars. These are the first derivatives of monosaccharides, deoxy sugars. How are they prepared? They are prepared by deoxygenation of ribose, which means when I remove an oxygen from a ribose sugar, I have deoxy sugars. These are the main component, structural components for the manufacture of DNA. My next is amino acids. My next is amino acids. Okay. Now, what are amino acids? If, look at this figure, if we have total 5 hydroxyl group, leave, uh, yeah, we have total 5 hydroxyl group. If any one or multiple hydroxyl group of a carbohydrate is replaced by a NH2 group, we get an amino acids. So when one or more hydroxyl group is replaced by NH2 group, we get an amino acid. Right? We next an amino acid, because NH2 group, achha, I'm very sorry, this is called amino sugar. These are called amino sugars. Yes. So when one or more hydroxyl group of a normal carbohydrate, one monosaccharide or polysaccharide, whatever you are taking, is replaced by NH2, which is an amine group, we get an amino sugar. For example, glucose amine. It is an amino sugar which is made from glucose. It forms chitin. Chitin is a very hard outer skeleton wall which is found in insects. It also makes cellulose. Cellulose are the storage portion that are found in plants. So this is the second derivative of monosaccharide. The third derivative of monosaccharide are sugar acids. Sugar acids are when the CHO group or the COH group is oxidized to COH group, then I can say it is a sugar acid. For example, ascorbic acid. Ascorbic acid is also commonly known as the citric acid. Right? Ascorbic acid is also found in vitamin C. Like citric acid, it is found in vitamin C. Ascorbic acid is also found in vitamin C. Next, we have sugar alcohols. I'm very sorry for my handwriting. Next, we have sugar alcohols. What are sugar alcohols? When the CHO group or the ketone group is reduced to alcohol, we have a sugar alcohol. For example, glycerol or mannitol. These are some of the very common sugar alcohols. So these are like derivatives of monosaccharides, right? Okay. Okay. Next, this is all about a brief discussion on oligosaccharide. Give me a second.
Yes, sir.